guys? We're back for another Dokkan battle video. So, STR Janemba just got his EZA. I do think he's one of the most impressive units in the game, but we've already seen him before. INT Janemba is almost exactly the same unit. There are very, very small differences between the amount of damage they're going to output and how well they're going to defend. So I wanted to I'm going to put them on the same team. We're going to go into a Dokkan event on the same team, just to sort of test out how well they're going to look. And then we'll also do the same thing, taking them into a Super Battle Road stage. It's kind of like same video, same team, seeing how both are sort of like faring back to back. I think I would put STR Janemba slightly in front, even though after INT Janemba gets his passive active, he should do a little bit more damage. The fact that you have to even do that and activate his guard to get some parts of his passive, that's just the very slight advantage I would give to STR Janemba. I could be wrong, though. Let's go ahead and hop into an event, and let's test out the two Janembas and see which one is better, or if they're exactly the same, pretty much. Alright, so we'll take a look at the Janembas on Cooler's team. Again, I'm going to do this exact same build for both units. And I'm just going to basically swap out the two Janembas, and we'll kind of try and get some of the similar rotations and see how things are going to look. Android 13 is a very good unit. Like, take a look at Android 13 right here. Holy shit, he's at 184k defense, and he doesn't have Big Bad Bosses active. Yeah, Android 13 is pretty solid. I've been using him a little bit more lately, and it's like, he seems pretty good. Android 13, he seems pretty solid. So, on this rotation with Kid Buu, in Janemba in between Android 13 and Kid Buu, he's going to get 6 out of 7 links. The only thing we don't have here is Shocking Speed, which is a key link, and it's also going to give 5% defense. So this is a pretty good rotation for STR Janemba. Keep in mind that one thing about STR Janemba, right, is that he does not need to be hit to activate his passive, so I could sort of just put him wherever I want to, usually to sort of maximize our defensive abilities, right? Because that's the thing about both INT and STR Janemba. They're capable of doing really, really good damage, but their main function is going to be a defensive wall, right? They both have the guard ability. They both can dodge. All right, so 4 mil turn 1 in between Kid Buu and Android 13 right there. That's pretty good. I mean, that's 6 out of 7 links active. The only link we didn't have active was just a key and defensive link, right? So that's pretty good right there. That's a very solid attack stat. From STR Janemba. Again, STR Janemba is no slouch. People are going to, slander him and stuff like that, which is fine, but understand that STR Janemba, I think, is much better than a lot of people are giving him credit for. That's for damn sure. Damn it, I kind of wanted to, not... Okay, good. I was going to say, I wanted to, not super attack like crazy and just blow through this event super fast. Hopefully we don't. Actually, I should have used an item here, because Cooler might take enough damage to knock us below, 80%. Okay, so Kid Buu is not going to have his full passive active here. Okay, so I'll just have to make sure to account for that when we go into the next rotation here. Although I guess I could just, because Angel Cell and Android 13 are both, let's see, okay, so Kid Buu did not have his full passive active right here. Man, what a pain in the ass. All right, so Janemba in between is getting a lot. What is that? I think that's Brutal Beatdown right there that he's getting from Kid Buu. So I guess I'm just going to keep Kid Buu on rotation again. We'll go ahead and do this. Actually, dude, Tech Janemba is such a nuisance to me. Look at this. This is because of Tech Janemba, by the way, being freaking ass cheeks is what this is. This again, I don't care what no one says. This is Tech Janemba's fault. Actually, this is completely dead. I guess I could do this. I mean, this is such a wonky rotation. All right, I'm gonna do this, and then I guess we're gonna take a look at INT Janemba as well. 175k defense right there. So that's with the 30% from Kid Buu and then 30% from Tech Janemba. But I don't know. It's not really the best look. I probably would want to have Tech Janemba transform as well. Because remember that when Tech Janemba transforms, we're going to have all 7 links active for STR Janemba or INT Janemba, right? Both INT and STR Super Janembas have the exact same link set, right? Which is very, very big. All right, so this is done. Let's go ahead and hop in with INT Janemba. Let's see how things go. Maybe we'll hop back into another Dokkan event stage. We're also going to do Super Battle Road. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right, so here we go. We'll get one more rotation on our way out the door. We got STR Janemba next to our boy, Android 13. And then, of course, we are also going to have Cooler's ability. It's just, I want to put Janemba in slot 1 for this right here. Obviously, we can get a little bit of extra damage if we put Janemba in slot 2. But I also do want to showcase their defensive abilities and stuff like that, right? So, Janemba, let's see, 155k defense. Again, 13 able to activate a lot of his links. Even without androids around, 13 is pretty strong, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and see what Janemba can do. Now, remember that STR Janemba does have, okay, when he dodges, like, the first attack or the first 2 attacks, something like that, you get a pretty good chance of him really rapidly building up that dodge chance of his to where he could potentially not get touched at all, even though he has guard and 150k plus defense, so he's not even going to really take much damage. So Janemba defensively, STR Janemba is really, really powerful, and it is very difficult for STR Janemba to take a lot of damage at all. Like, he is a beast of a tank. By the way, I should mention that both INT and STR Janemba for me are full level 10 links. Alright, so now we're here in an event. We have our boy, INT Janemba on rotation. So we got a lucky break here at the start, and so, okay, INT Janemba has a lower start of turn attack and defensive buff from his passive. He's only at 70%, whereas STR Janemba is at 100%. But then as a trade-off, after Janemba gets hit that turn, he has a chance to dodge. And then also, when he gets hit for 4 turns after that, he gets, what is it, a 40% attack buff? So that will allow INT Janemba, I think, to fairly often output more damage than STR Janemba, provided, of course, that we are able to actually get hit first, right? Depending upon the situation. All right, so I guess I'm going to just rock him here with the Tech Janemba. I would like to kind of emulate some of the situations we had before, but, I mean, this is going to be fine for now. So see how much damage INT Janemba is going to do right here. I cannot get Tech Janemba's passive, which sucks. I mean, again, Tech Janemba is so frustrating, dude. All right, so let's see. What damage is Janemba going to output right here? And he gets us up to 4.24. Pretty good. We could have gotten higher than that, obviously, if, you know, like Janemba was in the middle, right? We would have had Brutal Beatdown activated by Kid Buu. But the problem is we didn't have his passive active at the start of the turn, right? Like, that's an issue for INT Janemba. With STR Janemba, we have the flexibility and the freedom to just put him wherever we want, like, to basically maximize our defensive ability, right? Whereas with INT Janemba, I mean, at least at the start of some of these fights, you're going to miss out on a lot of damage if you potentially put INT Janemba in slot 2 or slot 3. Like, there was a race recently I did with some other YouTubers where we were kind of team building, and, you know, the idea of using INT Janemba was floated out, and I chose to forego him because he was not going to be on rotation, right? So if you're going to float INT Janemba, you're like never going to have his passive active. In order for that part of INT Janemba's passive to even be relevant, you basically have to have him on rotation. It's just the way it's going to have to work, right? Okay, so I'm gonna float off Tech Janemba, because by doing this, we're gonna be able to act to like emulate one of the exact same turns we had before, which was Cooler, 13, and INT Janemba. In this situation, we have everything active except for Fear and Faith and Shocking Speed. So this is all of INT Janemba's attack links active. 142k defense. So again, I think some of these defensive numbers we're seeing from INT Janemba are lower than STR Janemba. That's not the biggest deal ever, because it's close enough, right? And I'm not able to get Tech Janemba's passive again. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but whatever. Yeah, it's so stupid that Tech Janemba needs 4 type orbs. It's just dumb. It's really, really, really dumb. Okay, Cooler. Wow, Cooler didn't really take much damage there at all, huh? Cooler can be pretty good, depending upon what's going on. Cooler. Okay, Cooler. All right, so INT Janemba, 420. Nice. Pretty good by INT Janemba. All right, so next turn, right, we are going to encounter, I believe, Janemba's passive having worn off. So in order for Janemba to hit these high attack numbers next turn, we are going to have INT Janemba in slot 1. Or else it's not going to work. He's not going to be able to get that passive active, right? And again, without his passive active, his damage is not going to be on the same level as STR Janemba, right? So, I mean, again, just from what I'm seeing here, I do think STR Janemba, I am comfortable saying he's better. but at the same time, it's like they are virtually like the same unit, right? Like it's like they're so similar. The attack numbers they put up are similar. Their defensive stat is going to be similar in a lot of situations. The only real advantage, like, is like STR Janemba. His dodges are going to be much more frequent and consistent than INT Janemba. But one other thing to keep in mind, does my INT Janemba have full dodge? He might actually. Let me double check with this. He doesn't. Okay, because my STR Janemba has full dodge. And I have dodge equips on my STR Janemba, whereas my INT Janemba has a level 5 defensive equip right there. So I guess that's an important thing to consider, you know, just slight differences between the way I built the units. But we're still getting roughly the same thing we want to see. 142k right there. Again, you know, full level 10 links. This is the same rotation we saw with STR Janemba before. So let's see how we're going to do on this rotation. How much damage INT Janemba will be able to output right here. And it gets up to 3.86. So again, you guys can see that they're what's more annoying to me is that they really basically just redid him. Like, it's like, hello, we can't, like, oh, I don't know, make STR Janemba do something different to separate him, like create rainbow orbs or something. Like, just like making his dodge chance a little bit better than INT Janemba is really all we're gonna do. I'm not the biggest fan of that, right? I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with what we've seen here. I think what I want to do at the same time, let's go into a Dokkan event, and I want to see Tech Janemba transformed, Kid Buu, and then STR Janemba and INT Janemba. I want to see that rotation. I want to see both of them, what attack sets they're going to get with that rotation. So let's go ahead and move to that right now, and then we'll probably go to Super Battle Road for a little bit after that. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at what Janemba will do on this rotation. So we're on Cooler's team. We have him linked up with Tech Janemba, giving him all 7 links active. And then we have Physical Kid Buu with his passive active. Alright, so INT Janemba has 162k defense on this turn. And then let's go ahead and see what attack stat our boy gets as well. That will be very helpful to see. And then I'm just going to repeat the exact same situation, only this time with STR Janemba, right? Okay, so there's his passive active, and he gets up to 4.62. INT Janemba gets to with that level of defense, and then he's guarding, and then after he gets hit in that turn, he also would have a chance to dodge. So now let's go and take a look at our boy STR Janemba in the exact same situation. Alright, so here we are with our boy STR Janemba. Let's see what we got right here. Alright, so STR Janemba with a bit more defense at 174k. His dodge chance is going to be higher as well. Let's go ahead and see the damage. I can't remember what the damage was that INT Janemba just did, because, I mean, it was 2 seconds ago in video time, but remember, for me, that shit was like 20 minutes ago. So I'm just going to be like, yeah, so STR Janemba did this damage, but I don't remember. 4 mil. I think INT Janemba was way higher than that, right? I believe he was. Okay. Yeah, there you go. I mean, INT Janemba, he was at like 4.6, wasn't he? Again, I'll have to go back and double check. But, I mean, 4 million with the guard, with 175k defense. You know, we had all 7 links active for STR Janemba. We had the God of Showcases, Physical Kid Buu there. I mean, both Janembas are really good. I am leaning more towards STR Janemba. More so, not because he's got better defense. I mean, I know INT Janemba hits harder too, but it's more so just that, like, INT Janemba, there are going to be times where the fact that he has to get hit first, it will limit his damage, right? It is going to happen here and there, whereas STR Janemba does not have that issue. That's more so why I'm leaning towards STR Janemba over anything else. Let's go ahead and finish up. Let's head over to Extreme Super Battle Road, and then we will finish this video up over there. Alright, so now we're in the Extreme class stage of Extreme Super Battle Road. I am interested in seeing what the Janembas are going to be able to do here. This is more so defensively, so I guess I don't really care what Janemba's going to do offensively in this situation. And of course, I mean, listen, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry about what they did with this damn Janemba forever. I'm just always going to be crying about this because it's such a pain in the ass how these two should not be not sharing key links. It's so stupid! Okay. So I definitely want to recreate this exact turn right here just more so Janemba and Janemba together. Let's see how we're gonna do. Now, I could... Okay, I'm gonna do without support. I want to see Janemba without support, because you know what? I'll give Janemba the support ability. So that's Janemba giving him a support, but it's also gonna make sure that he super attacks, which I guess would be better. We're probably gonna die in this turn, maybe. Let's see what happens. Okay, so Janemba is gonna eat a super attack right here. So after this, oh, the dodge. I think that was the okay. The dodge is kicking in a lot. That's odd. And then he's taking double digits right there. Okay. Not bad. That's what I call dominant defensively right there. Okay, and then we're going to take a super attack. Is he going to dodge this one as well? No. 96k. That's pretty good. That's pretty impressive defense. Like, turn 1 next to Tech Janemba. That's what Janemba did? Like, that's pretty damn good. I'm actually really impressed at how good EZA Janemba looked right there. It's just one of those things, man. It's like... it's very, very frustrating that they couldn't have just let Tech Janemba, like, have one key link with Super Janemba. Like, if he had just had Fear and Faith, Shocking Speed, one of them, that would help them out so much. That was pretty good, honestly. I guess here, I'm going to use, like, a Nurse Chi-Chi item right here. And what is this next rotation going to be? This is STR Omega. There's no purpose in even seeing STR Omega rotation. Because, like, STR Omega comes in, the 40% debuff is applied. I want to see STR Janemba in the exact same situation here in Extreme Super Battle Road. You know, linked up with Tech Janemba and then not getting anything from whatever the floating unit is. So let's go ahead and take a look at that and see how the defensive abilities of STR Janemba are going to look in comparison. Alright, so we have the exact same situation that we can go ahead and take a look at right here. How is our boy STR Janemba going to fare next to our boy Tech Janemba? I think just exactly the same thing we saw before is going to happen here, where STR Janemba is just going to be virtually untouchable, right? Defense jumps up to 155k. So let's go ahead and see. The only thing is that if STR Janemba starts to go nuts with the dodging... okay, so he did get hit right there. A little bit more, but I mean, that's because he got hit with type disadvantage. It does do a little bit of extra damage even through guard when they actually do have the true type disadvantage. If Goten would super, I imagine he would take less damage than we saw, because EZA Janemba, like, the type disadvantage and type advantage stuff, it's still there. It's just the guard, like, it makes it so that units aren't really taking that damage, right? But, like, if that was Goten that had supered STR Janemba, it would have done a lot less damage. So, I don't know. I mean, as far as defensively goes, it looks like they're pretty much at the same level. I mean, STR Janemba's got a little bit extra defense. You know, EZA Janemba's going to do a little bit of extra damage. I mean, STR Janemba does have this ability of his, right? Where every single time he dodges, he gets a little bit of an extra dodge chance throughout the turn. I think STR Janemba overall is going to look ever so slightly better, but they're almost exactly the same. Like, again, I finished this video saying I think STR Janemba is a little tiny, teensy-weensy bit better, and I probably would go Physical Vegito Blue as the best EZA in the game. I think, well, TUR EZA. Then I'll put STR Janemba number 2, and I put EZA Janemba probably number 3. I think that's the way I'm going to do it. A lot of people are saying Super 17. Dude, I'm going to tell you, dude, Super 17 is not even anywhere near Janemba's level. Like, it's just not, flat out not the case. Super 17 is not as good defensively or offensively as Janemba. Janemba's better in both ways, and Janemba has better links, too. Janemba has a way better link set than Super 17. So, like, Janemba is better in, like, virtually every single, like, area. I guess the one thing you could say is that Super 17, he does have more categories now, right? Actually, I might have to almost double check that. But I believe Super 17, he might have like an extra team over Janemba, because that's always been both of their weaknesses, actually, is that they're on almost no teams. Yeah, Super 17 is on 5 teams, whereas Janemba's only got 3, right, categories. But Janemba's way better than Super 17. So, let me know what you guys think about the STR versus EZA Janemba comparison. Again, I think STR Janemba's a little bit better, but it's not, who cares, right? It's like, you know, it's like, this is great for, you know, Extreme STR and, like, Battlefield and stuff like that, sure, but overall, this is not really the biggest change ever, right? So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.